Welcome to the weekend recap. That's right, we changed it. We're simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, the meme review, software releases, the websites by plebes or plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. You know where we're going. It's the number time. Let's do it. All right, at the time of this recording, the block height is 688,322. Bitcoin price 35,540. Chain rewrite days 825. Total public lightning capacity 1,592.94. Bitcoin versus gold market cap 5.81%. Sats per dollar 2,814. Just flat. Did a little bounce today. We dipped and then we did this fake little bounce and then pullback and meh.
And we've been maying for a month and a half, just meh. Then the civil wars on Twitter.
Oh my god,
Twitter,
because people are just setting each other on fire, man. Like, this is brutal. This is like,
bro, Bitcoin has to do something, or else just Twitter's gonna consume itself. Just what everyone's just attacking each other.
Oh my god.
Hey, but
upset.
Hey, listen. At least I can't believe that website's free because it's entertaining as hell.
Oh my god, it's fantastic entertainment. Insane.
But anyways, Phil,
and it's real.
And it's real. Exactly. That's what makes it the best.
You know,
oh my god,
not even scripted. Fuck. Anyway, yeah.
But dude, I swear to God, that Dieter in a hodl, like. Man, that was
this is
so
brutal.
good.
So how does
What's up,
Peter's
midget?
dick taste, dude? How does Peter's dick taste?
But anyways, Phil, it's time for the daily fail.
All right, we are just not letting go of this whole Robert Breedlove BitClout shilling under the pretense of quote unquote research. Anyways, so we've got some big accounts now that are, you know, starting to kind of, you know, pipe in for, you know, for Breedlove. So we got Zach going. The only thing I'll say about BitClout is Bitcoin maximalists had no problem dumping all their free BCH on the market when that was airdropped, but now they're all morally outraged that anyone would dump BitClout too. I really don't see how that's the same thing. And regardless of that aside, okay, we are not coming out and shilling a shitcoin under the pretense that we're doing unbiased research on it. Okay, you don't need to shill a shitcoin to do research on it. That's not a prerequisite. It's not required. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Okay, so we got Zach on this, and then we've got Dan Darkpill that chimes in with some tweets from Udi. And Udi often, like, you know, he comes up with these garbage takes. We're going to go into this right here. Oh, look, friends, BitClout is annoying as fuck in my opinion, but y'all look like a bunch of clowns eating your own all day long. Also, if you really think promoting BitClout is bad, why are you helping promote it by boosting his every tweet? Okay. Anyways, I just, to me, I really don't see how, you know, us posting, I get that it's a double-edged sword, right? And that we're posting comments there, but at the same time, we're posting the reasons why we think it's a scam, you know? So, and I'm really sorry, but if you start to promote a scam, then you're not our own. Like, I don't know what his definition of our own is, but anyways. All right. And then the last piece to this is Gigi's response. If you want to dump this shit for more sats, be my guest, but don't hide it behind a naive inquiry.
Yes.
Yeah, you're very good at private inquiry, and you're not naive. Guys, that is the absolute truth. Look, a lot of people are trying to paint this like it's, oh, you know, it's just doing research, and you're just, you know, we're being unnecessarily toxic and all this crap. You don't have to shill this garbage to do research into it and to figure out that it was a scam, okay? Nico and I posted a video about BitClout like a month ago. We didn't have to shill profiles or anything. All right? We're able to just look it right up. You just go on YouTube, you do some Googling. It's really not that tough. Don't have to shill it to anybody. You don't have to make a thing about it. You don't have to make a spectacle of yourself about it. Sorry, man. This is still just a cringe fail. And like at this point, I mean, like, it's not even like tripling down. It's like quintupling down ultra cringe.
I
What do you think, man?
Dude, I hope that extra, that extra income from shilling BitClout was worth it, man.
Apparently.
Like I hope it was worth it. But listen, I think it's strategically from Robert. I think it was an excellent move in his quest for a blue check mark. Because I think this definitely qualifies him. I'm pretty sure that Jack's going to reach out to him very soon and bestow that upon him, because he definitely fits in to that perfectly. But yeah, man, look, this is just another example of don't have heroes in Bitcoin. To be perfectly frank, Robert's made some amazing content, right? I'm not going to take that away from him. From him.
Absolutely not.
But it's the same with Andreas. Andreas was the person that originally orange pilled me. His lectures on Bitcoin are phenomenal.
Yep.
But the same thing happened. Andreas started going down the shitcoin path, and he started writing books about Ethereum. And this is the same path that Robert's taking. It's like, dude, whatever your justification is, you could start tinkering that in private and not have to actively shill that, because what that does is it legitimizes it in the eyes of your followers, right? So your followers don't have the clout that you have, that free money that they're just giving you, right? Precisely to pull you in, right? So your followers have nothing to gain. They have everything to lose. In fact, they might actually sell their precious Bitcoin and buy your garbage. I don't even know how that works. Is that how it works? You buy the people's coins? Like, what the fuck is that about?
Well, you know what? I just saw, like, this weekend, like, the price dropped of his coin from like 2,300 down to like $300 or something, or $200. Like, he essentially dumped all his BitClout. So he unlocked it and dumped it on the people holding it, which, don't get me wrong, I don't feel bad for these people. Like, for this, you're buying a token of a person, like, that's a fail. That alone. So I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for them, but like, it's just ultra scammy on his part.
Yeah, dude.
Ultra scammy to pretend that this is all under the guise of research. Like, no.
And
sorry, not sorry.
No, you're right, dude. And it sucks, Phil, because I remember, like, we were having this conversation. We'll be frank with you guys. We wanted to invite Robert on the show. And then the moment that he did this, it kind of, like, struck me back a little bit. And Phil and I, we had to have a conversation. Be like, yo, we can't, this guy can't come on the show. He's a shitcoiner. As much as this guy, he did so much good content, the Sailor series. He's a shitcoiner now. He's a shitcoiner. Like,
even before that, amazing content. I know.
It's disappointing, man. It's disappointing. Terrible. But it's like, look, there's a really, really, really good lesson to be learned here. Yeah. And it's like, do not trust anyone. Everyone's a scammer. Don't trust what we have to say. Please verify it. Check us. See if our reporting is right. So we'll never, we'll never fight against that. Right. So we encourage you to don't trust, verify. Right. So yeah, man. Oh man.
That was an educational fail.
Yeah, an educational fail. That's right. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily meme review.
All right, guys. We got 2 memes to review today. We were going to just review one, but dude, the second meme, Phil, was just, it was so freaking funny that I was just like, we have to do 2. But anyways, if you guys didn't hear, I know this isn't the news segment, but still, it's part of the meme. The Doge car has crashed. Sorry you had to see that, Elon Musk.
Poor Elon.
And of course, the Bitcoiners are just badgering it. But anyways, let's check out the car. We just want to specify, we hope that the driver is okay. Okay? We're not laughing at this being potentially dangerous for the driver. We hope he's okay. But we are hysterically laughing at the fact that the Dogecoin car crashed. Okay, anyways.
Little contact right there. Just turns his car sideways down the front straightaway. Just, wow, right, really close there. Mills and 5. Very lucky to miss. We talk a lot. Look at the rear tires off the ground. We talk a lot about the racetrack and keep it up and how great it looks. Remember, 10 years since the NASCAR race has been here.
You couldn't pay for that to be better. Oh my god! And anyways, let's check out the meme. By, of course, let me give the proper credit where credit is due, and it is by Alex Thorne at Intangible Coins. Anyways, but also meme. Regardless, you versus the guy she told you not to worry about. Amazing meme, dude. And it's just freaking hilarious because it was the Dogecoin car. But anyways, before we give the ratings, Phil, I have to show you this meme because it was just too funny. Check this out. It's by L Baggins.
Nice.
At Satoshi Baggins, definitely a fellow pleb, but let's check it out. What if I told you? Wait, did you take both pills? How funny is that?
That's awesome.
Dude, when I saw this, I had to stop the car because I was laughing so hard and I couldn't try. I was like, oh no, calm down, because it was so funny. Anyways, maybe you guys didn't think it was funny, but I thought it was hilarious. But anyways, Phil, those memes, I'm going to give... Remember that lemon? That really old lemon? Well, I'm gonna give it the really old lemon, but it's about 2 weeks or a month older than when it was when I gave it.
There's not much of that lemon left. I'll tell you that much. All right, great score for some awesome memes. I am going with a Faraday pouch.
Ah,
I got it with my Kaza subscription once upon a time.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Got a few of these.
That's a Casa pouch.
It's a Casa pouch.
I have
never used it once. Sure, I can. There's something for it.
I think it's meant for your cell phone or something.
Yeah, but my phone's too big for it.
Yeah, I know. I tried that too. I was like,
everybody's phone is too big for it.
Right? It's just like they make it slightly smaller than what it needs to be.
It's like, why don't they have like Faraday backpacks?
That would be badass.
Like that. Like I don't get this. Like, what are these fucking useless pouches, man? Like, what are you putting in here?
Yeah, man.
You kidding me?
When there's a solar storm, you know, that's where you're supposed to keep your stuff.
What are you putting in here? Nothing.
Calculators.
But what? And what are you hiding the calculator from? What sensitive data is on that calculator, right?
Is it really a calculator or is it a
card?
That's
true. Still. Fucking useless. Faraday backpacks. Get to it.
Faraday backpacks. But
Faraday
anyway.
backpacks. Good ones. Nice ones. Not ugly ones, okay? They shouldn't look ugly.
They have
cool.
to. I agree. They have to be pretty.
Right?
They have to be pretty.
Yeah.
But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
This is news, but this should have been in the fail. Yeah, exactly. And the fail is, of course, goddamn Ledger. Your data breach.
It's like herpes, man. It just goes on.
This is what caused this. But anyways, let's check out the story. Criminals are mailing altered Ledger devices to steal cryptocurrency. Scammers are sending fake replacement devices to Ledger customers exposed in recent data breach that used to steal cryptocurrency wallets. So essentially what they're doing, right, the criminals, is that they're getting the addresses and the names that were exposed during the data breach, and then they're sending them these altered ledgers. But what I thought was super cool, Phil, is like, check out the packaging. It's so legit, dude. They write out a whole letter. As you know, Ledger was targeted by a cyber attack. For this reason, for security purposes, we have sent you a new device. You must switch to a new device to stay safe. Like, dude, it's like, if you're not experienced and you get this, you know, like, what do you think? You're gonna definitely switch to that new device.
Yeah, they know it's totally worth it that they can send this.
So they opened it up like this, and like, check out, like, look, this is the front of this is the fake one, right? And this is the real one. Right, so like, look at the differences. Right, there's some minor differences, but it's the back part that has the major differences. Look, like they soldered on like this little USB chip onto that. This is the original version, the one on the back, right? But this is the altered version,
manually soldered.
Like, check that out, right? It has a little chip. So I'm not a technical guy, guys. So I do not understand how that little chip, you know, manages to steal the private keys. But I will link down the link of that article in the description. But the important part is, guys, no matter what, okay, make sure that when you recover your seed phrases, make sure that you're recovering it onto a hardware wallet that you know obviously isn't compromised. And that's why I definitely recommend some type of air-gapped wallet. I love the Cold Card, for example. If you use, you know, the only the SD card to sign transactions. I like the Passport device. I like Kobo, which recently switched to
Keystone.
Keystone. Thank you, Phil. I was about to forget. So yeah, so those devices are air gapped, right? So your seeds, even if the device was technically compromised, that device still couldn't send out that information, right? So it's just it's just to think about your security setup. And obviously, Ledger, you guys are a piece of shit, dude. Like, you guys make hardware wallets, and you had a fucking data breach, and what did you think was going to happen? Right? It's like the phishing email started first, and now they're sending actual physical devices. Imagine if it's someone like big, like imagine if Tone Vase, for example, Phil, decided to buy, I'm just picking someone random out of my head, decided to buy a Ledger device, and he was part of the data breach. Now people are like, okay, this is where Tone Vase lives. This is his address. This is his this is his that, like, it was so dangerous what they did. And this is just another example of that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Man, it's like I was saying right at the beginning, right? It's like herpes. This thing just never goes away. It just keeps, like, at first, it's like you said, like, first it started off with the phishing emails, right? Like, so first they what? They had like 2 breaches, or it was one breach that was like that was spoken about twice, and then we started with the fake emails, and then now, like you mentioned, we've progressed to the actual hardware wallets. Like, this just doesn't end. This just doesn't end for them. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't even know. Look, there's nothing, we just want to, just to be clear, there's nothing insecure about the Ledger hardware wallet itself per se, okay? Because of this hack, okay? This hack just had to do with mailing list. Like, that was all, and personal, and the information for that list. So your wallet is perfectly fine. Anybody who paid attention to what was going on immediately, I think, should have figured out that there was a red flag here, because why are you sending me this? There's nothing wrong with my wallet. Like, I know, you know what I mean? Like, I know what information that I need to have access to. And unfortunately, I just hope that some people really don't. I just hope that people don't get nailed by this.
Yeah, man.
It's rough, man. It's totally rough, and the scammers are getting good. Like, look at what they figured out. They figured out the risk reward, that they can go out, pull this very elaborate scam, right, with high quality fakes, and it's worth it for them.
Dude,
Don't let them steal your Bitcoin.
Man, their phishing rate must justify spending money on the device. Think about
that. Yeah, exactly. Buy the device, open it up, put your fake chip on it, right? With your running your programs and everything. Like, man, like these guys, like, this is fairly sophisticated.
And Ledger, it's all your fault.
It's all your fault.
It really, really is. But anyways, Phil, check this out. Hypocrisy from the World Bank. Check out this article by Forbes. Bitcoin must be accepted by World Bank according to charter. Let's check out what that means. Its founding document, the 1944 Articles of Agreement, when we were still in hard money, outlines the procedures and principles by which the World Bank pledges to engage with sovereign governments. A central theme in the document is its commitment to accept payments from member states in local currencies. That's the key word, right? And this is from the section Article 5 of, I guess, the World Bank Charter. The bank shall accept from any member in place of any part of the member's currency, right? So it literally says that the World Bank, if they followed their own regulations, they have to accept Bitcoin as tender. Okay, but it gets worse.
Did we write that?
I know, right? It's like, did a Bitcoiner write
something else?
It's funny because when they wrote the rules, it was back. This was Bretton Woods, right? The world still operated on a hard money standard, right? It was backed by gold, right? So it's funny because when they wrote this, they were living a hard money, and it's come to bite them in the ass. But anyways, to continue the article, things get more awkward. Section 9 of Articles 2 states that holdings paid into the bank by members should be continually revalued, presumably against a real benchmark like USD. If the local currency has appreciated, it says the World Bank should do the decent thing and hand the gains back. Whenever, then again, this is reading from the charter itself. Whenever the par value of a member's currency is increased, the bank shall return to such member within a reasonable time an amount of that member's currency equal to the increase in the value of the amount of such said currency. So in their own charter is literally the rules to their own demise.
Man, they're not handing back shit.
They're not handing back anything.
You kidding me?
Can you imagine? Dude, if the World Bank, they know this. That's why they've released the propaganda articles. But to be honest with you, Phil, when Max and Stacy came on, they didn't seem phased at all. Like, they didn't care. We've been telling you guys prepare for war because we see a war coming, but for some reason, they don't give two fucks, you know? So maybe they know something we don't?
Maybe, but like, you know, maybe at the same time, we don't really have to, maybe we don't really have to worry because this system just takes itself apart. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, think about it, right? We didn't have this form of hard money and it's been fucking unraveling itself all on its own.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you just let it go.
It's just funny though that like on a psychological basis, when you know the at that time when the world was based on a hard money, right? Not this fiat money that we have now, right? That's only been around since 1971. It's funny how the wording in their own charters were like, listen, like, you know, like we have to, we have to be inclusive. It's like the moral principles. You know, but it's crazy because it goes back to what we've been saying, right? This idea that we've been saying, Phil. It's like, even with the best intentions, as long as man could be involved in the monetary policy, inevitably it will get corrupted, right? Mm-hmm. So you see this. These are the founding principles or articles or whatever you want to call it of the World Bank, which would actually encourage Bitcoin to be put into the new system. But because it's been corrupted for so many years, right? We've shown you the chart, right? It's money printing like that, man. It's just, it's the money needs to come out. The monetary policy needs to come out of the hands of the humans, or else this cycle of boom and bust is just going to repeat itself to the end of time. Phil?
Man, human beings, okay, we are the most avaricious creatures that exist on this planet, and this is why every conceivable law has been created to keep us civil. Okay? So if you give a person an opportunity to secretly take something for themselves to make their lives better, and no one will know, they'll do it. You do the same thing to a group, right? They'll do the same thing. The more powerful that group gets, the more powerful that group wants to get, the more they continue to take. And it's just like, this is just what we've seen. You know, like, we are absolutely just living right through it. You know, like we said at the beginning of this, like, you don't even have to do anything. The system just unravels itself. You know, like these guys, man, it's, you know, it reminds me of the, even though this is probably a much better symbolic meaning, but the Ouroboros, right? The snake eating its tail. Circle, you know, constantly eating its tail. It's like, this is them, man, you know, just eating themselves, eating their own children.
Yes.
You know, like those weird, like those weird kind of dark fairy tales, right? You know, like parents like eating their children, like, no fucking joke. Like, that's what that is. These people eating their own. Yeah, it makes no sense.
No, it's crazy.
It's so weird. It's like, why would you want this,
dude? And the worst part, Phil, is that they pretend that they're in control and that they know what they're doing. They pretend like they do. They go up there with their suit and their tie and their big logo. It's all a charade, dude. Like, it's like, we know they can't stop printing money at the rate they're printing. We know they can't stop. We know they can't raise rates. We know there is no stopping this without the whole house of cards collapsing, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Fed's balance sheet just reached an all-time high. It's never been that high in the Fed's history ever, right? So it's like, but everyone's acting like everything's fine. Dude, do you see this on mainstream media? at all? Do you see any coverage of this?
Oh no, and not only that, but they're actually on mainstream media. They're actually pretending that that they can raise rates. Like I saw that, like, you know, like the market was braced, right, waiting to hear the announcement whether rates are going to go. Oh, you know, we're going to keep them the same. Guys, you can't do anything. You're stuck. You're screwed. They pretend, and then all of a sudden the fucking Dow Jones starts to bounce back up. Like there was a chance that the rates were going to go up.
It's nuts, dude.
It's psychotic. I'm telling you, man. This is like, we joke around about LARPing. Like, no joke. Our monetary policy, the monetary policy makers are the biggest LARPers of all. Like, these people literally have like a freaking script they wake up to every morning and that they read. And like, none of it is real. It's just a game.
It's just to like appear that we're in control. Right?
Yeah.
That's literally what it's about. But in reality, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. That's clear. That's clear, dude. It's crazy. Anyways, if you want to protect yourself from this, buy Bitcoin. But anyways, Phil, dude, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. All right, we've got L&D version 0.13.0 beta that was released, and that's down below in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. All right, guys, that was our show. We changed it up a little bit. We changed it from the weekend edition because it didn't really make sense because it released on Monday. Right? So we wanted to change it to the weekend recap because that would make sense because, you know, we recap what happens on Saturday and on Sunday, which isn't really much, right?
Because we're Twitter freaks.
Exactly. so instead of the weekend edition, now it's the weekend recap. Thinks it makes more sense. Anyways, let us know down in the comments if you agree with us. And of course, you guys know what to do if you enjoyed the show. Smash that like button, smash it. Yeah, smash it. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the Bitcoin news from the pling-plap perspective and the catastrophic fiat and shitcoin fails, definitely consider subscribing. And we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.
BitClout's a shitcoin.